Testing, 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 testing. Alright, we good. Here we go. We're finna get started. Give me 1 second. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Keith back with another weekly analysis, stock/futures, live stream / video. Give me 1 second, cause I might. Do I want to start recording? No, I'm gonna let this be a live stream. I'm gonna let it just be a live stream. Yeah, we back, man. Back with another Sunday weekly analysis video, man. Last week was a pretty eventful week. I really think this week gonna be a little bit more impactful though. Yeah. So before we get into it though, I want to let y'all know, be sure to like, share, subscribe, turn the notification bell on if you are subscribed, so you will be notified when I go live. I don't really have a set schedule when I go live as of right now, other than, of course, on Sundays I like to do my weekly analysis. At least Mondays I will live stream, and maybe one other day out the week, or maybe even two. It just depends on how I feel. I live stream trading as well around at 8:30 a.m. right when market open. So like I said, turn the notification bell on so you'll be notified when I do, because like I said, I don't have no set schedule on the times. It's more so Sunday and Monday is almost guaranteed I'm gonna stream. It's just not specifically set times. Okay. Yeah, but we're finna get into this week, man. This upcoming week, we're finna be doing our analysis for the week of July 27th through the 31st. So this is the last week of the month, last week of July, man. So definitely expect some type of volatility if the market is not where it's supposed to be. Currently, it's just gonna try to push to where it's supposed to be before that monthly candle close. Yeah. Other than that, first thing first, we're gonna get into our earnings and our economic calendar. Okay, economic calendar. So I think I want to go over the economic calendar first. If y'all have any questions about the economic calendar, we get our economic calendar from investing.com. I put it on 3-star news only because we only want the high impactful news, and then I put it on the United States news only as well because let me turn this camera thing off. Sorry about that. I didn't see that was in there. I put it on United States news just because, hey, that's what usually have the most impact. Okay, 3-star news somewhere else usually don't have as much impact on the market, but yeah, that's what we put it on, man. We put it on 3-star news only. Let me see if I can put this full screen. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. So if you ever wondering why our economic calendar is shorter than the most, it's because we put on 3-star news only, United States news only. Like I said. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this economic calendar. Let me turn this music off just for a second. All right. Going into this week, starting off Monday, July 27th, 2026. We got at 7:30, we got durable goods coming out. Of course, it's at 7:30. That is pre-market. That's before market open my time, which is at 8:30. So yes, it's 3-star news. It's high impactful news, but it is pre-market. So we will not be trading during that time. We will not be affected when it first comes out. Now, of course, we're gonna let the market open up at 8:30 and see how the durable goods news impacts the market when it first opens. But other than that, we should be smooth sailing for Monday. It should be pretty much a normal Monday unless we get some type of tweet or something random happen. Yeah, as of right now, how the calendar looking right now, that's the only news we have for Monday. Of course, it can always change. You always got to check your economic calendar each and every day because it can be updates. They might push certain news back. They might add certain news on certain days. But as of today, July 26th, um, that's the only thing we have, and it's pre-market, so we're not too worried about that. Then going into Tuesday, July 28th. At 9 a.m., we have consumer confidence. Now, that is after that 8:30 mark, after market opens up. So we will have to be cautious trading around that time. Three-star news, of course, so high impactful news. It can make the market spike up, spike down. We don't know, or it can just sit and stay still. It don't have that much impact on it. We never know when it comes to that high impactful news. So when it gets close to that 9 a.m. mark, around 8:45, and then 15 minutes after, we might have to play a little cautious, play a little lighter, like dropping our position size down, or possibly just wait until the news come out before entering in. But after that comes out, we don't have nothing else on Tuesday, so it should be a smooth Tuesday right after that. Yeah, and that is Tuesday. Wednesday, July 29th, 2026, we have at 9:30 crude oil. At 1 p.m., we had Fed interest rate decision. Also at 1 p.m., we have FOMC statement. And then at 1:30, we have FOMC press conference. Really, 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 really eventful day. Should bring some volatility into the market. One is Wednesday. Usually, I expect Wednesday to be that potential pullback or reversal type day. So if market been moving up, usually Wednesday will be the day it pull back or something. Or if it's moving down, usually Wednesday be the time it go back up. But at 9:30 we got crude oil. When it comes to crude oil, if you're new here, we don't tend to worry about crude oil, even though it is 3-star news, it's high impactful news. A lot of times crude oil only affects oil itself. Um, it's rare occasions where it affects the overall market, but usually it just only affects oil itself. So we tend to trade through that news. Don't really worry as much through that news. Now, when it comes to that 1 p.m. and 1:30 news, the Fed interest rate and the FOMCs, definitely, we want to be sitting on our hands, being cautious during them times. Those are extremely high impactful news that will bring some volatility to the market. Anytime we see FOMC or Fed interest, we always want to just wait, let that news play out, and then react after. Or if we can, get all our trades done before that time comes. Okay? So Wednesday, definitely be watching out around that 1 p.m. time. Then we're going into Thursday. Thursday, July 30th, 7:30 a.m. We got core PCE. Also we have GDP, and then we also have initial jobless claims, all coming out at 7:30. Of course, they are high impactful news, but the one good thing is that they are all in pre-market, so we will not have to be worrying about it coming out once we get on the chart and start trading after market opens at 8:30. Now, like I said with Monday news that was pre-market, hey, the news is coming out in pre-market, but it still can have some impact on that first 5 to 15 minutes when the market opens up. So sometimes you may have to sit and wait and see how the market reacts to all that pre-market news that came out. Okay, so we may have to sit and wait a couple minutes before we actually can jump into our trade. And then the last day of the month, July 31st, Friday, we got PMI at 8:45. PMI is always a nice market mover when it comes to news. It brings that volatility in. It's at 8:45. That is 15 minutes after the market open. So we definitely will play a light, or we will just let the news come out first before we even think about taking, a normal size trade. PMI, I'll definitely expect the volatility. It's the last day of the month. So, like I said earlier, if the market's not where it's intended to be, it's gonna try to start moving pretty quick. to that location that it's supposed to be at before the month ends. So I definitely see some nice volatility this week. We got high impactful news every single day this week. Some pre-market, some after the market, but it definitely shows some nice potential movement for the market. Okay, and that is our economic calendar for this week. Now let's get into the earnings for this week. Give me 1 second to get this adjusted. Let me make sure. Was this the right one? Yeah, that's July 27. Let me make sure. All right. Give me 1 second and I'll begin started. All right. Let's get into it, man. Disclaimer: before I jump into this earnings report for this week, like I said, if you're new here, we check out the earnings report for the week. Of course, if you can see at the top, let me see if y'all can see. I think y'all can see at the top. If you can see at the top, we get our earnings report from Earnings Whisperer on Instagram. We just take a screenshot of the earnings report that he has, and then we just go over it. Now, when it comes to the earnings report, we look at it Monday through Friday, but we only tend to point out the ones that we recognize, or I point out the ones that I recognize, the stock names that I recognize, that I may, can see some nice volatility for. But like I said, disclaimer, or just to let you know ahead of time, if I go over a day and I don't call out a specific stock, and you see a stock there, you like, man, he's sleeping on that one. He didn't call this one out. Just feel comfortable to comment in the comment section down below and be like, hey Keith, you skipped over this one, man. This one might be a nice, stock to check out. And I'll look in the comments and start looking deeper into that stock. But like I said, I'm just pointing out the ones that I personally probably traded before or seen, okay? It's not me saying, oh, no other stocks gonna move or nothing like that. All right? So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Monday. Starting off Monday, pre-market or before the open. Honestly, I don't really see no crazy names. Yeah, I really don't see nothing that stands out to me in pre-market for Monday. After the close, it's pretty much the same. Probably Applied Digital at the top here. I really don't see nothing that really stands out on Monday. So Monday just kind of like, it's earnings coming out, but it ain't nothing crazy. Then going into Tuesday pre-market, we got PayPal. PayPal, definitely familiar with them. Boeing, Coca-Cola, UPS, and maybe JetBlue. I never checked out their chart, but it's a familiar name. But honestly, the main ones pre-market I can say that we can check out is probably PayPal, Boeing, Coca-Cola, and UPS. Okay, and that is pre-market for Tuesday. After the close, I see M phase. I only check their chart out probably once. I see Visa, maybe Seagate. I heard of it. I haven't checked their charts out yet. I see Ford, Cheesesteak Factory. It's a couple names. Tuesday, it look like it's starting to slowly pick up when it comes to the earnings. Like I said, you got PayPal, Coca-Cola, UPS. I guess you can throw Visa and Ford up in there. So it's slowly starting to build up on Tuesday. It's starting to, okay, we get some names that's kind of common. Then going into Wednesday, before the open, we got SoFi. SoFi, definitely familiar with them. Also before the open, we have Humana, ADP. I'm not sure which Flex is. This is look like it's supposed to stand out, but I'm not sure what Flex is. Maybe we can try to check into their chart, but definitely SoFi for sure is probably the main name I'm focusing on in pre-market. After the close, though, we got some heavy hitters coming through this week. We got Microsoft, okay, Meta, Robinhood, ARM, Qualcomm, um, Chipotle, and then I don't really check out O'Reilly's, but I see O'Reilly's is sitting right there as well. But definitely Meta, Microsoft, Robinhood, ARM, and Qualcomm. Definitely some nice big market. Uh, and Chipotle as well. Nice big companies to check into for earnings. I think Lamb Research too. I think them too. I haven't checked their charts out, but I think I think I heard of them before too though. But definitely Wednesday after the close is the biggest day so far. Then we're going to Thursday pre-market. We got MasterCard. Um, really that's about it. MasterCard. After the close for Thursday, we got Apple, Amazon. So of course two big companies. Roblox, Reddit, and Sony. Those are the main names that stand out for me. So Thursday after close, pretty much kind of like Wednesday after close. It's some nice big company names. And then we go into Friday. We got ExxonMobil, Chevron. That's pretty much it. Okay. So looking at this earnings report, honestly, it looked like Monday gonna be pretty slow, but then Tuesday start picking up, and Wednesday and Thursday definitely heavy hitters, and then Friday we slow back down. Okay, so Wednesday and Thursday really the main 2 days when it comes to earnings to be watching out for. Okay, now it's time to get into the charts. Time to get into the charts, man. Let's check this out. Now I will let y'all know I did not update. I did not update all my charts. I really just only did SPY QQ. I haven't updated all my charts, so we're gonna do it live right here. Okay, live right here. So first thing first, let's check out this weekly on SPY. Weekly on SPY. Last week, when we did our analysis on last Sunday, we said, hey, we ended up closing red for that week, that closing week. We said for last week we were expecting to come sweep previous week low. We noticed that hey, we got a strong push up to the upside. We had a higher high, then we made a low, then we made another high. But with that red candle, it told us we was making some type of low. So we were saying, hey, we're not in no uptrend. Yes, we overall is an uptrend, big picture overall uptrend. But for this moment right here, we're not in the uptrend. We're not in a downtrend right now. In order for us to fully make this uptrend, we need to make a higher high. So we'll have to break this weekly high of 760.40. Or in order for us to make a downtrend, we got to break this low at 716.58 to make that lower low. So last week we just said, hey, we just only aiming for previous week's low. Since it was a red candle, it's telling us we're looking for some type of low. We're just aiming for previous week low and see if we can get it. We ended up getting it last week. And we also ended up closing past that low for a potential continuation. So looking at this weekly, we can tell that the market is clearly consolidating right now. It's consolidating. It's either setting up to reverse and make a downtrend after that huge push to the upside, or it's setting up to consolidate to build energy to continue pushing higher. Biggest thing we gotta do is just wait until we see a trend to really fully get in. When we see a trend, then hey, that's when we maximize on our position sizing. But as of right now, hey, we gotta kind of play it pretty safe, play it pretty conservative, I guess you could say, since we don't have that true trend just yet. Um, Now me saying all of that, last week we ended up closing red. Only thing I can expect is, hey, market is still looking for a low. Until we finally get a green week, market is still looking for a low. Um, we can potentially target this low of previous week, which was 735.21. So we can see if we can end up pushing back down to retest that low to see if market want to keep closing past to continue down. Maybe into this weekly gap sitting right here at 731.83. Maybe that's where it's trying to come down to before deciding to either bounce or continue to drop. Okay. So on the weekly, target is at 735.21, then possibly at 731 if we can keep going. Okay. But the weekly closed red, so we technically, the bear still in control as of right now. Dropping down to that daily. Looking at the daily on SPY. Daily on SPY. We looking at the daily on SPY. We're currently in a downtrend. Okay, on the daily. If you look at the big picture on the daily, we got a high, low, high, lower, low. So that made it a lower high. We got a downtrend going on here on SPY. We pushed up, made a high, and then it looked like we're trying to get ready to make another low. We're starting to move in a downwards pattern, a downtrend. Biggest thing is we'll have to come make this lower low again at that 716.58 to continue that downtrend movement. Okay. Looking at the most recent candles though, if we look at the most recent candles, we have a high, low, high. Didn't make a lower low, so we just made a low again. Then made a higher high. So right here we made a little slight uptrend here. We had a high, low, higher high, but then we came right back and made a lower low. Us making that lower low is continuing this bigger picture downtrend right here. But like I said, we had just broke an uptrend. We had a higher high with a lower low. So I kind of want to see a most recent downtrend start forming. We did close green for Friday, so I know that, hey, market is looking for some type of high. It should be pushing up until we get another red candle. When we get our first red candle, it don't necessarily make me want to just go straight bearish. Like I am gonna play shorts because I'm looking for this overall downtrend to continue, but I'm not gonna be completely heavy on them shorts just because, like I said, last thing we did was make a higher high with a lower low. I want to see, a full downtrend. So, say we turn red, I need that lower low to come. Then I'll have a lower low with a lower high to complete my downtrend. Okay. But as of right now, looking at this chart, like we said, it is bearish right now in this most recent time. The last high that we had was sitting right here at 750.02. So for me, if I'm looking to play shorts, I'm using that 750.02 as my max level. I don't want market to go above there. As long as market don't come up above there, I'll be looking for my shorts. Okay, I'll be looking for my shorts to come retest that 735 level, possibly going down, leading us down to that 716. Okay. We did leave a daily gap sitting here, so we definitely will mark that out. I believe we got it marked out. I'm about to put the drawings on it, but I just was trying to point out what I see. I see a downtrend going on, or overall downwards movement going on as of right now. As long as we're below 750, I'm liking my shorts. Only thing we gotta wait on is pretty much at least a red daily candle. Like I said, Friday closed green, so it's telling us market is trying to move up right now to make some type of high. Will it be a lower high or will it lead us to a higher high breaking at 750 level? It's the question. Okay, let's put our drawings on. Let's put our drawings on. Let it load up pretty good. Okay, I think it's loaded up. Alright, yeah, we loaded up now. So like I said, we had end up leaving a daily gap. Should I mark that one out? Cause I'm be honest, I don't like overlapping my gaps, to be honest, but I mean, we see it clearly here, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark it out. I really don't like overlapping them like that, but I'm gonna mark it out. Like we said, that 750 up here is that key level, 750.02. As long as we stay below there, I like the shorts. Okay, I like the shorts as long as we stay below there. I don't need to put alert there because I got one on QQQ. Honestly, what I would potentially look for if we do stay below, like say if market opens up on Monday below the 740, 739.58, I'll look for that potential retest of it and a downtrend off of there. I'll look to take it down to 735. But if in an event that we open up inside these daily gaps, either one of these daily gaps sitting here, I'm gonna need a break to the downside of them. Okay, so if we come retest this daily gap sitting here at that 742.56, I need a retest of that downtrend form underneath there. I can take shorts down to the other gap low. If we can break that and make a downtrend underneath there, take it to that first target at 735.21. Okay. Now, like I said, we end up pushing up and breaking at 750. My short idea is off the table. Or if I see an uptrend start forming, if I see high, low, higher, high, boom. I'm not looking for them shorts at the time, okay? But I'm still kind of bearish. I'm still pretty bearish overall for this spot chart. It's just like I said, Friday we closed green. I know that we're trying to come up to make some type of high. I just hope market don't start stalling and consolidating between these gaps. Okay, and if it does do that, hey, we gotta play lower time frames and scalp. Okay, so now let's jump over to QQQ. QQQ. Let's go to the weekly first. Now, QQQ weekly is a little different than SPY's weekly. SPY weekly, we did not have a uptrend or downtrend forming. QQQ, on the other hand, the weekly is in a downtrend. Okay, we got a high, we got a low, we got a lower high, lower low, and we closed below previous low for signs of continuation. So I am expecting us to first retest. Excuse me, my bad. I'm sorry, y'all. Retest the low of this weekly candle, which was 682.48. Since we did close inside this weekly gap sitting here, I'm kind of targeting the bottom of this weekly gap because a lot of times I like if we close in the gap, we should make it to the other side. So I'm looking for us to get down to that 675.97 level potentially. Yeah. So that was really my target, 695.70s, and then this at first this low, which is 682.48. Okay, so 682, basically, we're just gonna round it up, 682.50 and 675 or 676, basically, for the weekly. Those are my targets. Like I said, we're in a downtrend. As long as we stay underneath this lower high, we should be looking for short. Okay, switch to the daily. Daily on QQQ is bearish. It's clean bearish. There's no breaks of the downtrend yet. Well, actually, let me take it back. We did get a break of downtrend here, but it's still in the overall downtrend. We got low, high, low. We did make a higher high, so we did make a downtrend, but then we came right back and made a lower low with the close below for continuation. So the last high that we had was sitting at 1705. So as long as we stay underneath 1705, I will be looking for short opportunities. Now, Friday for QQQ end up closing red. On the other hand, for SPY, we end up closing green. So we do have like that, what you call it? It's not confluence. Confluence went together. What is it? Let me think. I just say discrepancy, man. It's like they're not lining up. SPY QQ do not have the same color candles, not going the same direction. Like I said, QQ end up closing red, where SPY on the other hand end up closing green on Friday. So we definitely got them going against each other. We got to see which one is correct. You know, who's right? Is SPY right by saying, hey, we should be looking to start moving up, or is QQQ right about saying, hey, we still pretty, pretty bearish. Now I do see that QQQ end up closing inside this daily gap here, so I will be potentially looking for a continuation as long as, to take the bottom of the gap. As long as we don't open above the gap, we open above the gap, then it can do whatever. Okay, but target for QQQ, like I said, is the bottom of this daily gap, which is 682.77, and then of course this low down here at 668.90. So those are my two targets for QQ. Let's put the drawings on, let them load up real quick. I think it's all loaded up. Yeah, it's all loaded up. Like I said, that 710.05, I got alert set there. That is my key level. As long as we stay below there, I will look for them short opportunities. We break it, then hey, I can't look for them shorts. Ideally, I want to take it off the bottom of any of these daily gaps. So, off the bottom of any of these daily gaps, I would like to take shorts. Like I said, we gap above a daily gap. If we gap above this 686.48, at that point, I can't take the shorts. I gotta wait until we either hit the bottom of this daily gap at 698.66, or I see some type of downtrend form on the lower time frame and try to scalp. Okay. But like I said, target levels, it says 675.97. Well, actually, my bad. I'm sorry. Target level first is the previous day low, which is 682.48. Then next target level is that next low at 675.97. All right. Jumping over to M&Q. So we moving through these pretty smoothly. Jumping over to M&Q. Let's hide the drawings real quick. Give me 1 second. I'll delete that alert. Delete that. All right. M&Q. Let's look at the weekly. Looking at the weekly for M&Q. Pretty much like QQQ. It closed bearish. We're in a downtrend. Really, we just looking to retest previous week's low, which was at 28,212. Now, I will say this: on QQQ we closed past the previous low we had, right? On M&Q, on the other hand, we just swept it. We did not close past it, so it's not signs of continuation. So I am expecting a pullback before it even tries to retest these lows. So it looked like we're doing that pullback. We gapped up from where the original open was at. We gapped up, starting to move up. So all I'm looking for is a downtrend, and then I'll look to take it back down to them lows, okay? But that weekly is bearish, so I'm looking for that weekly to continue to at least clear this gap up here. So at least come down to that 27,917 level. Yeah, pretty much the same as QQQ. MQ pretty much the exact same as QQQ. So like we said, it's in a downtrend. Now, I will say this, MQ out of SPY and QQQ, MQ hasn't broken this trend yet. So we got low, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. It hasn't broke the trend at all. It's just solid intact. So with M&Q, say an event that Monday do be a green candle, all we waiting on is one red candle. We taking shorts. One red daily candle, take a short, take it back to the lows. Honestly, that's it. I mean, it's simple for M&Q. It's in a downtrend. As long as we stay below this lower high, sitting at 29,000. My bad, 29,363. We should be good. Okay, should be good to take them short. Looking to continue to go lower, like I said, to take the previous day low. Or if we continue past, we're looking for this low at 27,614. Okay, let's put the drawings on. Just let it load up and get these levels in the right spot. I think it's loaded up. So I just need to delete some of this stuff. This was what we was targeting on Friday, which we ended up getting. Ended up doing it on Friday. So that was a decent trade. Alright, so like we said, level that we don't want market to go past is at 29,363. So we can turn it red and put an alert if we do cross it. Okay. I do see this daily gap here. I'm just not gonna mark it here. I see it. Actually, is that? I don't even know if the wick got into. Nah, we good. Ain't no daily gap. Okay, we good. So that is our can't be level at 29,363. Our target levels is 28,212 and 27,614. That's supposed to be green. I don't know why it's so cool. So that's what we looking for. And like I said, all we looking for either is a red daily candle that follows a green or a downtrend on the lower time frames. Okay. Jumping over to MYM. MYM. Let's check out the weekly real quick. Weekly for MYM. We closed red for MYL last week. Market told us is looking for a low, and it still is. It hasn't turned green yet. Not until we get a green candle. Market's still looking for its low. So we should be expecting us to still be continuing down until we finally get that green weekly candle. Like we pointed out, it is a big gap sitting here on MYM at 51,721. Maybe it wants to retest it and before trying to go higher. Or maybe it just wants to shoot straight past it. Or it could just not come retesting and push up higher. But we're keeping an eye on that gap sitting there. Yeah, it's just doing a pullback right now. We can't technically say, oh, is this downtrend or nothing until we get the downtrend. But it's just pulling back on the weekly as of right now. Going to the daily, it is bearish and making a downtrend on the most recent candles. On the daily, we got high, low, lower high, lower low. Here go another high. Currently, we just waiting on one red daily candle. Take the shorts back down to this low of 51,731. Okay. So as long as we stay below the high, the previous high we had, which was set 52,721, we should be looking for our shorts. Yeah, pretty plain and simple. It really ain't too much to say with it, man. Not too much to say with it. Okay, let's delete that. Delete that. Delete. We'll just keep that for now. So like we said, target. Oh, my bad. Target 51,731. Next target will be the 51,692. And then of course it's a gap sitting there. Let's mark that out. Alright. Like I said, we don't want market to go above 52,721. It goes above there, then our shorts is off the table. Alright. That's pretty much it. And let's go. Do we want to trade gold this week? I don't know if I want to trade gold, but we'll look at it for y'all. Though we'll look at gold. So looking at the weekly on gold, let's hide the drawings. Gold weekly has been in a downtrend. It's been making low highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Low. We had lower high, lower low. We had made another. Yeah, like we said, we made a high. Was making some type of low, but we ended up pushing green last week. So we did not make that lower low just yet. Maybe sign for potential reversal. We don't know. We gotta see. If we can break this week high over here at 4,215.9, that'll be a high. It'll be a high, low, higher high, uptrend form. If we can close past, it should be a continuation. Might see it push up into these gaps sitting here at 4,393. So interesting. It could be potentially setting up the reverse push. It's not like an uptrend. It's interesting, but as of right now, we're not gonna try to follow the trend until it actually breaks it. We just gotta continue to see with the shorts, but it is kind of hard since that last week kind of was green. Okay, let's jump to the daily though. Looking at the daily on gold, most recent sections, we just broke the downtrend. We had low, high, lower, low, lower, high, low, low, and then boom, out of nowhere, we made a higher high with a low. We're making some type of high right now. We don't know if it's a higher high gonna come or if it's gonna just be a lower high and continue this downtrend. So gold got some interesting decisions to make either this week or next week. Either we break, make this uptrend, start pushing hard, or do we continue to push back down for the downtrend? So gold is no trend currently, so it's kind of difficult to trade. Gotta wait and see what it wants to do. Okay. Other than you scalping gold on a lower time frame, this daily kind of gotta just wait and see. All right, just kind of gotta wait and see. We will mark out this here. Just mark out key levels as of right now. Let me make them white, or we can make them pink since neither of them. This technically should be red, I believe. Yeah, this should be red. So key levels we're watching though for this week for gold is if we can break above 4171.3 for that uptrend to form. We'd like to take potential longs up to that 4,215 level. Okay, so we look for longs above here. Let me put a drawing. Look for longs here. Aim for this high. Okay, so break above here, we'll look for longs. Like I said, break above that 4,171 level. Crossing up. And then look for potential shorts. If we break below, my bad. Look for shorts. So we break below 4,023.4. We break below there. Look for potential shorts. Crossing down to 3,962. So shorts. Everything in the middle, we got to scalp. So since we're sitting in the middle area, got to kind of scalp and just take whatever trend we see. But once one of these levels get hit, that's when we can fully take a regular trade. All right. So that is the futures and SPY QQQ markets. So now we're finna get into these stocks, and it shouldn't be long with stocks. I usually just look and see which ones stand out for me, and then we're gonna call it for the night, man. We're gonna call it for the night. So let's go to Netflix. Y'all know I've been talking about Netflix for a little while now. I think it's about time for Netflix to at least do maybe its initial push to the upside. I don't know if this gonna be where it fully start like just shooting up crazy, but I do expect this to be like the initial first push to attempt to try to go higher. So if y'all did not grab no Netflix, and I'm gonna tell y'all now, I'm looking at this as long term. I'm looking to hold this at least over 6 months. Me personally, I'm trying to get it over a year, but Netflix, man, it's down at about $70 right now. It's in at $70, a little bit over. It's been in the downtrend for a little while, man. It's been in the downtrend for a little while, man. It did its stock split a while back, and Netflix normally was sitting at like $1,400 before it did the stock split, which was a 7-to-1 stock split. I can't remember the exact date. Oh, here it is right here. It did a stock split on November 17th. Okay. And they've been in a downtrend ever since, basically. I mean, we did made a slight uptrend for a moment. But now it came right back to a downtrend. Been going on a downtrend since April. Now, here we go. I was saying, Netflix sitting at $60. I definitely don't expect it to stay down there. I think it at least should be starting to move up probably to like $90 by the end of the year. That's what I'm thinking of, close to. Um, but I definitely see Netflix pushing right back up to being in that $200 range for shares. Possibly start moving its way back up to $400 a share. So for me, long term wise, I'm looking for Netflix buys, man. Why sitting down here at $60, man, it's just buy as much Netflix as I can, personally. Um, cause man, if it push back to $1,400 and I got, you know, 100 shares or something like that, man, I mean, it's crazy, 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 crazy. Even if I got 10 shares, so I definitely looking for buys here. And then also, like I said, it's been in a downtrend. It's been making low, high, lower, low, low, high, low, 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 high, low, low. I've been just waiting on the uptrend to form. We did get technically an uptrend here, and then it just continued. It came right back down for them shorts. But this most recent section, these last 5, 6 candles we had, we ended up forming an uptrend, man. So I know we're looking to move up. We made a high, low, higher low, higher high. We did not close past that high. That's the only thing I don't like. So we still technically come back down to like $68. Um, but I'm still looking for these loans, man. I'm buying Netflix while it's sitting down here. As long as it's sitting over here in these 60s, I'm looking for loans. Just continue to add to the portfolio. So Netflix loans definitely what I'm looking at. But for anybody just trying to trade options for the week, it still looks good for the week because it has a it has a uptrend on that daily. Let me check the weekly chart. Weekly chart, we end up closing green. We did leave a gap behind, so that is a little bit scary, leaving that gap because it could be leading to a breakaway gap to continue to drop, or just a gap that leads us to continue to drop. But a green weekly candle tells us they're looking for some type of high. So we could see just all green weekly candles until we get up to that $78. Um, and I feel if we break that $78 and close past, that's where we get that room to go up to that $90. Okay. But that daily is in the uptrend. I'm looking for market to stay above that previous higher low, which is what is that? $67.67. There's my key level I'm looking for. Let's mark that out. Give me 1 second. I want market to stay above there if we can. And of course, like I said, target is the top of the previous candle, pretty much like how we do with all stocks and all securities. It's the high of the previous candle if it was green, and if it was a red candle, it's the low of the previous candle. But in this case, it was a green candle, so we're looking to take this high out, which is 70,068 cents. It did close the daily gap, so my own saying is if it closes the gap, I expect it to go to the other side. So next target will be that $72.94 when it comes to that Netflix. But like I said, I'm looking more long term. So I'll still be holding it. I'll still be holding it. But yeah, I like Netflix. I like Netflix. It's bullish right now. It can take longs. It's in the uptrend. So I'm looking to be long on Netflix this week. Crowd. CrowdStrike in the downtrend, clearly on the daily. Let me check out this weekly. Weekly still an uptrend. Like it's about to break the uptrend though. With that huge red candle, we got high, low, higher, high. We might make a lower low here. Might make a lower low here. But looking at the daily, it's just pushing red. We really kind of wait until we get a pullback. And before we just jump in, we don't want to take shorts when it's that far away. So honestly, crown straight, I'm not messing with it until I at least see a green candle. Or if I do take any trades, they gotta be on a lower time frame. You know, scalping shorts. AMD. AMD is technically in an uptrend right here. Technically in an uptrend right here. We got high, low, higher, high. It's making its pullbacks right now. It's making lows. As long as it don't break this low, this higher low sitting at 502.36. It'll still be an uptrend. We just need one green candle to take loans back to them highs at 561 level. Okay, so I can mark that out. Let's mark that out. Actually, I gotta put drawings back on. Yeah, there we go. Delete that. We're watching that level. Targeting these highs. All we need is a green candle, to at least make us get ready to take them loans. All right. Jumping over to Microsoft, they have earnings this week, so more likely I'm not gonna trade it because them dang earnings gonna make the contracts crazy. But looking at it though, we got low, high, lower, low, so it's in a downtrend. Target level, it already took its target. It did not close past that previous low, but it took the target on Thursday. Now it may want to continue dropping and seeing if it want to close past, which is what's that target low? 374? No, 378.65. Next target low is at 373.35. So those will be the two targets for Microsoft that it's trying to get to. Really, Microsoft kind of like CrowdStrike. It's so far, it's in a downtrend, of course, but it's so far down from the previous lower high that we kind of will want to see a green candle, then a red candle to follow before we drop. I mean, take the trade. If we do jump in before then, it got to be lower time frame downtrend forming, and we scalping shorts. We only taking short opportunities. Okay, so we can mark out the target levels. Mark out the target levels. I really could target this other low, but this is the main low that we gotta close past. I'll just mark that. And then can't be level, like we said, is up here at 4.318. Don't want it to break that. All right. Like I said, Microsoft is in a downtrend. You can look for shorts on lower time frame. But me personally, I'll wait on a pullback. Nvidia, technically uptrend. It's just these not the best looking charts, man. Technically, we got a high, low, higher high. Like we're doing a pullback, you just kind of just need a green candle to take loans back up to that 214, 215 area. As long as we don't break this low at 202, should be good. So I'm gonna just try to keep it short, sweet for y'all. As long as we don't break 202, should be good. We just need a green candle so we can go back to the high. Okay. Move this yellow line. Move this too. Alright. Alright, going over to Apple. 1 second. Going over to Apple. Apple broke his downtrend that it was forming. I really can see Apple just continue. Apple might shoot up crazy. Apple might actually go hit like 340s, 350s. It might even go higher since it got earnings this week too. Literally, if Apple closed above 335, hey, I'm just looking for straight loans. Now, this might be the only earnings trade that I actually get in, even if the contract's high. A close above 334.99, basically 335. I can see a potential just straight continuation. Okay, I can see potential of a straight continuation to the upside. I don't like that last low that we had is sitting all the way down here at, what is that? Let me see. Sitting at 319.35, so it do put you at an extreme risk. That's what, $20, almost $20, like $15 risk or range basically. Um, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like that, so I might have to go like a light contract if I take some loans. But hey, it look like it could potentially shoot up at least about to that three mid 340s to possibly up to 360. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go look at Tesla. Really ain't too much to say about Apple. It just looks extremely bullish. Tesla dropped crazy. Low, high, lower, low. Really kind of like CrossRite so far away that we may not want to touch it until we get a green candle for a pullback first. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We ain't gonna touch it. Meta, not in no trend, so definitely can't get in. Leave Meta alone. Um, Coin, I'm really not feeling Coin. See, about SpaceX is at 115, 113. It's in a downtrend too. Oh my goodness. Really, SpaceX? I'm not messing with SpaceX to either start making an uptrend. Really don't want to play no shorts because I kind of think this is around the area. Want to start, you know. I really thought it was gonna start trying to turn around at 130s when it broke them 130s, like 135, 136. Once it broke that and just closed below it, I was like, hey, it's just dropping. I don't know where the bottom at this point. So we gonna just hold off on SpaceX. Google, okay, Google, potentially ready for a trade. We got low, high, lower, low, green counter for some type of high. All we need is one red counter. We'll take a short back down to them lows, which is 314.89. So all we need is just a one red counter. That's it. So Google actually is ready. All it need, or pretty much ready. It's like 80% there. You just need a red counter. As long as it don't break this previous high, which is at 359.49, look for them shorts. Alright, so we brought that to the top. Robinhood got earnings this week. Let's see what they chart looking like. Downtrend, low, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. Clear as day downtrend. We want one to pull back to take shorts. So really just gotta wait on the pullback. But I don't know if I'm gonna play Robinhood because of the earnings. I might have to get in after earnings come out. Okay. Let's see. ARM got earnings this week. ARM broke the uptrend, so can't get in to make another trend. See Walmart. Walmart came down to 106. Okay. Came down to 106. Starting to reverse. Maybe get ready to make a downtrend and continue to drop. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I want to see Walmart come to $100, maybe $98. It may not get down there, but if it can, it'll be beautiful. Cause I would definitely, it's kind of like Netflix looking to add a Walmart some more contracts for long-term portfolio. Okay, long-term portfolio. Other than that, those are the stocks I will be checking out tonight. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. And y'all trade safe, trade smart, man. Like I said, we should be going live tomorrow around that market open time. So y'all check it out and be tuned in. Y'all have a good one, and your boy Geese is out. Peace.